From Brian, 20-to-1 ad revenue ROI. Put that in your COV19 pipe and smoke it. Look at the cost of acquisition, the $8 per redemption, average check for $17 on that $8 acquisition cost. And it basically shows a chart. And I would say this, Brian, you're one of the customers that goes pretty deep into the numbers. I love because we have it there. But you show that, 14-to-1 return on ad spend since we started, 20-to-1 in April right now, 17-to-1 in March. What are some things from this that pop out to you as a restaurant owner that gets your attention? Because a lot of restaurants don't see this type of stuff, and a lot of our clients don't look this deep. What gets your attention? Well,
for me, and I'll back up, I'll give you a little bit of background. I apologize. You're going to see the side of my face because I'm looking at my bigger screen. For me, I look at it. Oh, if you're going to do that, I can bring it back. I'm a data analyst by day, right? So for me, I make decisions based off of data and numbers, not emotions, not a gut feeling. Now, that doesn't mean that doesn't play in sometimes, but data is what leads the way for me. So when I started with you guys in October, I was very clear with Doug. He's like, give me 90 days and let's see what happens, right? We need time to build a database and then things will start rolling. And so I knew I had to start tracking, not that I didn't trust you guys, from day one to see if what you were telling me was matching what I was seeing on my end. Yep. And as you can tell, I've gotten happier and happier. So we made a change a couple months ago and started adding, went from 200 to 300, because my hypothesis was, well, I felt like January was pretty good at 6-to-1, right? Anytime I get over 7 or 8-to-1 on my ad spend, I'm a pretty happy guy. I was like, what happens if I up to 300? And now I just talked to Doug yesterday. Now, what happens maybe next month we up to 400? Where's that point of return where I'm not getting that change? So we're slowly pushing that up to see if it's going to stay the same kind of results. The thing that jumps out to me here, especially in this time, is that row at the bottom, the ad revenue as a percentage of sales. Okay. And why is that important to me? Because right now, if I didn't have you guys, I'd be doing at least 8% worse than I am now, right? It's about every so $8 of every 10 or out of $100 is because of ROI, right? It's because of the marketing program, and that adds up very quickly in a small business like mine. And so for me, that's what I look at probably more than anything is, am I getting close to that 10% of our overall revenue? Because that's a huge number. Show me any other marketing program out there that's responsible for 10% of your overall sales. Especially, it can be tracked down to the individual level. Not even the individual level. I can take your all's report, and because it's got names on it, I can go back and look and see what people are buying. It's very tedious, but I can do that. And over and above that too, and this is something that we don't get credit for a lot, and it just happens, is that we had a client of ours last year that we ran the program on. I think it was 14 corporate stores, and they had another 50 that weren't in our program. And our program accounted for a 2% lift in net sales, store sales, attributed to the program. The stores in our program had a 5.1% net year-over-year increase. Other stores had 1%. So they had a 4.1% lift, of which 2% we knew was from us. Well, the other 2%, the only thing they did different was us. So it's like, hey, like in their case, people come in and use offer 1 and offer 2, but their 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 10th, 20th visit isn't tracked because they don't have something to redeem, because we don't want them to always have something to redeem. We just want to drive brand loyalty. Well, and I think that's the data guy. I would love to be able to track those as well. But I can tell you, just from being in there, we have a system in place. We ask if this is your first time in. We know so I can tell you which ones were buy one get one first timers, and now I see them twice a week, and they're not using a buy one get one, right? So we've tracked, and just by general being in there, you can see the ones that have returned over and over. And I'm sure I'm missing a lot because I'd love to be able to capture those. But we see it works anecdotally day in and day out. But it comes down to, you have to have good food, good service, and to me, a bit of a personality, a reason and experience for people to come back to. If you do that, a program like yours is huge. If you don't even put out a good product, then maybe spend some time there first. I know you probably hate to hear that as a marketer, but that, to me,
All
you
right.
have to have good food and in a good environment and good service. All those are tickets to entry. If you have that, something like this is gasoline on a fire.